And welcome to another real estate show. And we're not in Calgary. If it's not completely off, we are in Las Vegas, our yearly EXP convention. But we wanted to this update to you when it's the beginning of the month. It's always so great to know what's going on in the market. So, Jaden, how are things up in Calgary area?
Yeah, well, I'm jealous. I'm up here. I was shopping for winter coats this morning. Well, you guys are in Vegas eating wonderful beef meals last night. I was stuck with the chicken dinner that we have at our networking. Other than that, life is great, but but I'm it's jealous. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've had a great time learning down here and collaborating with other agents from around the world, really, and tons of Canadians down here as well. And we've had a great week of learning. And so it's not a holiday by any stretch, but we've been enjoying it for sure. So with that, we got a lot to today. So let's go through our first weekly stat and Jaden to chime in on markets. Natalie has the time. We've got an epic presentation for you today. You don't want to miss that. And then we're going to do our monthly wrap up. So when we look at the weekly stats, a bit of a drop off this week on sale. Only 234 sales. That's the lowest it's been in 5 weeks. And what is the reasoning for that? Hard to say. We had a holiday. Truth and Reconciliation Day, obviously, this not affected. I'm not 100%. 260 new listings for a 90% sale to new listing ratio. Pendings were at 203, so that's also down again for the second straight week. Price reduced of 143. You can see back on market at 36. Active detached though went down slightly. So after all that settled, all the dust settled there, down to 1333, and then total act at 2589. And then we will go to the real estate time machine, and I'm going to mute so we don't have any sound issues.
And I'm here. Okay, so total sales last year were 419, this year 551, so still up 31.5%. New listings last year were 533, this year 716, so up 34%. Active listings were last year 4,400, this year 3,336, so down 24%, which is pretty consistent with what we've had. And days on market last year 36, this year 26, so down almost 28%. And I'm going to mute now.
And I will unmute. Over to you, Jaden. This is what you do when you're in the same room. It's like when you do a Zoom in the same room with other people, you got they're talking.
Yeah, passing the hot potato, right? It's all good. Not a lot to talk about on interest rates this week. Really, what we're seeing, everything is up from last week. But that we talked about this a bit last week. That transition already happened. It was just that a couple of lenders were lagging behind a little bit. So we've caught up. Fixed rates across the board are up slightly, between 0.05 on some of the 3-year fixed and 0.2% on some of the 5-year fixed. Variables are static across the board. And one thing I just wanted to briefly touch on, been talking a lot about renewals this year because, people who are making the buying decision know what kind of interest rate market they're getting into. People who are renewing don't have any choice, right? They bought likely 5 years ago in 2018, had a rate in the low threes or maybe mid twos, and now we're renewing into the high fives and low sixes, right? So, I'm seeing a lot of people payments going up $500, $600, $700 a month. One of the things that we're doing now, you don't have to renew into the same term that you had coming up. So if you have 15 years left on your term, and that $700 a month difference is going to hugely negatively affect you, probably you have enough equity in your house that we could do what's called a refinance. Now there is some cost to that. You're looking at doing an appraisal. You're paying legals, with $1,500 for legals, and let's say about $300 to $500 for an appraisal. So you might be spending around $2,000. It's not the cheapest thing to do, but you could theoretically push your amortization back out to 30 years, lower your monthly payments for people who aren't necessarily worried about paying off their house as fast as possible and just need to survive through this kind of terrible rate environment right now. Definitely an option. So it's something you should be talking about. I think anybody who's renewing right now, You don't simply have to renew. Let's talk about all the options and make sure, whether that's with your bank, with me, with another broker, that you're seeing those numbers so you can make the best possible, most informed decision.
Awesome. Thank you, Jade. Now over to you, Natalie, and I'm muting. Quick, do it.
I'm unmuted. I can't hear very well, though. Okay, so today we're talking about interior design fails. Like, can you imagine sitting on that toilet? I can't even. It's a lot. Uh, this one is this natural stone shower fail. So apparently you have to crawl up on a big boulder to rinse yourself off. I don't know how ideal that is. Hopefully you don't slip in the shower and knock yourself out. This one, someone forgot their level. That is very curvy, and it would probably, if you were a little tipsy and trying to walk through that doorway, I think there could be an accident. This 80s kitchen gives me vertigo just looking at that. Like, why? I can't. This bathroom is a horror movie. We're going into October, so this seems sort of fitting. So that's where we're at. The bloody Easter Island head. And the last one, I can't. I don't even know what to say. It's quite something. But all right, back over to you, Mark. I'm muting.
And yeah, I like at the end. No pun intended, or pun intended. Here's our events. So a couple going on this weekend, Thanksgiving. So happy pre-Thanksgiving. We got Pumpkins After Dark. That would be an awesome thing this weekend. Maybe a family in from out of town to get out of the house after all the turkey. So that's going on at Winsports. And then also when Mike Shepard and his family that own Cobb's, they have Pumpkin Palooza happening on Monday. You got axe throwing, games, mini golf, and you can pick up a gourd and take some seriously cute photos. I love that. And the animals that they have there, which are, it's just cuteness. Bees and wolves. So that's out of Cobb's. And then we have still the ghosts going on at Heritage Park. There's Halloween weekends at Callaway Park happening this weekend as well. And then Thanksgiving weekend at Heritage. So I'll double sure if Heritage is normally open like past this time for the actual park part. But so that's going on this weekend at Callaway and at Heritage Park and Cobb's. So lots of great options for you to get out of the house this Thanksgiving weekend. And now we into our monthly summary. So if we look at our benchmark price, this is just the overall. We're going to do the deep dive next. So benchmark went up 8.7% to 70,300. 29%, so record month, despite the supply issues. And when we say supply, we mean listings. New listings were up almost 22%. Inventory, though, overall down 24%. That's a big change. Remember the past couple of months, inventory was down 30, 32, 4%. It was down 24%. So interesting. We'll take note of that and see if that trend. Months of supply down math from last year and 41% down at 1.3 means we're in a seller's market. And days on market, look at that big drop from last year as well at 25. So areas, and I'm just going to pull up another screen here so I can actually read this. So we are on Calgary. So for Calgary, and can you guys still see my camera or no? It's off. All right. Well, otherwise I can't read it, so my camera will be off for this. But our benchmark was 111 from touch side of things, 11% up from 20. Sorry, that was semi-detached. Now, Rowtown is up 17% from 22, and even apartment condos up 14%. 2022. You can see the days on market there, really all about the same. Listing absorption rates. So let's just touch for a second, and we won't do it again as we roll through these. But still sellers market on semi-detached and detached. However, on row townhouses, it is a massive seller's market, 100% listing and then 10% on the apartment condo side of things. And just to be clear, the detached price rose 11%. Just to be clear on that, because I think I called it overall. Airdrie detached benchmark price. Sorry, I just got to zoom. Almost 10%, 0.79. But on the, if we're looking, it's a lot more balanced in Airdrie. You can see that speedometer, let's call it that, is much more in the middle at a 50% listing absorb rate. That means it's a lot more balanced. It's T on market, still slightly on the seller side. Row townhouses, no. Sellers market. Semi-detached, no. Sellers market. Houses, no. Sellers market. Apartments, no. Sellers market. So it is an interesting one. And then when we roll, I think we're Cochrane next. Sorry, because I can't see the screen. Or Okotoks next. Is that correct, Jaden? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okotoks next. So in Okotoks, again, very small market. Prices on the detached side up 8.3%. On the semi-detached, almost 10%. And on the row townhouse side, 7.2%. And on the apartment side, over 10%. But the detached market there is in a complete seller's market. Detached is a little bit more balanced. In practicality, though, I'm not sure that's actually the case. And then when we roll up to Cochrane, detached side, it's a balanced market for sure. And then on the pricing side, prices up on the detached side, 5% from 2022. So it's a very different market, really, any of the Calgary and areas. More balanced detached, where prices rose 6%. Row townhouse prices a little more on the seller side of things. Prices up over 7%, and you can see how the prices are go up in equivalent. It is right, which totally makes sense. And then apartment condos up there, balanced market, but prices rose 18.4% from the year before. So I'm going to go back to my other screen. You can see me again. Oh, there I am. So my apologies for that. But that's it. So that's the wrap up of August. If you are, a couple things we do for, going to take that off stage as we just chat here at the end. But we do reviews. So, like as an example, if you're considering that refinance, or line of credit, if you want to meet your home insurance replacement cost, right? Because prices have gone up a lot. Reach us. Place a comment down below YouTube. Message us on Facebook or LinkedIn, and we can certainly do that for you. That is for when you're not selling. Certainly reach out and we'd be happy to do that for you. So that's about it for this week, and we got it under 15 minutes. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, right on. Awesome. Really smooth. It's good to see you guys are enjoying and learning a lot in Vegas, and still giving all this info out to everybody out there today on our regular Thursdays.
There we go. So that's it from Vegas. We'll be back in Calgary next week, and we will talk to you then. Thanks, everybody.